Yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to our podcast, Jagirango TV. Yeah, now, this week has been quite significant in terms of the ongoing conflict between Iran, the USA, and Israel. Of course, we are all aware that there's a very, very shaky ceasefire which seems to be holding for about 6 days now, and there has not been any significant developments in terms of exchanges between the two parties. Of course, the two parties did meet in Islamabad, which is the capital city of Pakistan, for about 24 hours for what observers and commentators have described as marathon peace talks, which unfortunately did not yield fruit. Now, the main explanation being given by observers and people who are privy to the discussions that were taking place is that the two parties were not able to make any headway in terms of closing ranks or agreeing on specific sticking issues, the main one being the demand by the United States that Iran should forthwith desist from any further development of its nuclear energy program, be it for peaceful or military means. Of course, Iran flatly refused to do so. The other sticking point regards the control of the Strait of Hormuz, where the US was demanding that Iran should not hold any sway or any significant role in terms of controlling the Strait of Hormuz by either collecting revenue, controlling the maritime traffic, or subjecting the ships that are going through the strait to any kind of inspection or checks. Of course, the other sticking point was the demand by Iran that the United States should be able to give them reparations in terms of compensation for all civilian and military infrastructure that has been destroyed by the war. So those sticking points remain. Of course, there are others which are not so significant, but those sticking points remain. And following the collapse of the talks, now the two delegations led by the US Vice President J.D. Vance and the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament both went back to their respective capitals to brief their political leaders, who in this case, of course, is President Trump and the Supreme Leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei Jr. So we are expecting, all indications point to the fact that there could be another round of talks in the next few days. Of course, the Pakistanis are continuing engaging both sides of the divide to resume the talks. But as at now, of course, the narrative out there is that Iran has emerged from the talks much, much stronger in terms of their ability to state and to hold their position very, very assertively, and their ability to negotiate from a point of strength. The US, of course, has left with the egg on their face, but the narrative there is that they have flattened the entire Iranian military, particularly the Navy, which, of course, they say they have totally obliterated with reports that up to 158 vessels, mostly ships and submarines, have been destroyed by the US Army. And of course, there are also claims that much of Iran's military hardware, in terms of its missile launchers, drones, and other military hardware for the Iranian army and the air force have been destroyed. But the jury is still outside there. As the situation unfolds, we can only hope that the two parties will be able to reach an agreement. You can scan with your phone. Yes, the two parties shall be able to reach an agreement that is acceptable to both parties. Of course, this conflict has affected most of the world in terms of oil prices rising. So we expect that as soon as it is resolved, then the international markets for oil and gas resources will be able to stabilize. Otherwise, subscribe and like this video, and be on the lookout for other videos coming up.